Insidious The Red Door is out in theaters, guys, and I gotta go out and see it. And I gotta tell you this, my initial response to it was a little bit meh, but upon thinking about it, I think I actually really like this film. Now, is it the scariest Insidious movie of all time? No. But is it a good movie in the Insidious universe? Yes, I think that it is. Insidious The Red Door. The synopsis reads, the Lamberts must go deeper into the further than ever before to put their demons to rest once and for all. Directed by Patrick Wilson. Yes, this Patrick Wilson, our actor. And I gotta say that I was about halfway through this film. I was like, guys, there's not a lot of scares here. I don't know if people are gonna like this or not. Am I liking this or not? But then the emotional arcs of these characters towards the end, I was like, I'm more invested in that. It does have its scares, though. It does have its scares. And a few of them, yes, being jump scares, worked for me. But I found myself thinking about this a little bit more as it went through. And it has got some statements to make about like art and how art ties into like mental depravity and stuff like that. And I like that angle. I like what they were trying to do with that stuff, because the son, Dalton, played by Ty Simpkins, goes to art school, right? He goes off to art school, and he's like, there's this period of my life I don't remember, and it's like, what happened in there? And it slowly bleeds through into what's going on there. And it's got some creepy stuff in it, man. It totally does. So, based on that, it's one of those films where I gotta say that it's gotta let it have like at least an hour or two to digest before you give your initial assessment to it, because you'll probably be just like me, where I was kind of like, meh. I think some people might find this boring, but then when you think about it and you're like, well, it had to be like that because of the characters, and they were trying to set this up. And if I was looking at it as a dramatic piece, it does pay off. So in that regard, I gotta say that I liked Insidious The Red Door. Let's go over to the tomato meter and see what people are saying about it. Oh, 36 by the critics, 71 by the audience. So the critics, well, only 59 reviews are out. It's not, guys, it's nowhere near that. It's not a 3 out of 10. It's not a 3.5 out of 10. It's a competently shot film. The soundtrack works for it. I could, if somebody were to complain about the pacing, maybe, but I think that upon a second viewing, that pacing may actually work better for it. Let's go down and take a look at some of the snapshot reviews, see if I agree with them. Associated Press. Whether or not you'll want to push this door open may depend on how much of a completist you are. For many, leaving it shut may be just fine. Yeah, because we go back to this family, right? We go back to this family, and if you liked Insidious 2, then it's kind of like, well, didn't we close all the doors, right? I found that they've, like, that whole angle of, like, yeah, there's been a whole year of my life that's been totally wiped from my memory. What the heck happened? And it's kind of like, it is a good send-off for this family. That's what I would say for this iteration of Insidious. It was a good closing of the door for this family. And that's what I enjoyed about it. Okay, some more snapshot reviews. Let's see if we can find a good one here from Jason Adams. In the end, Insidious The Red Door closes up its own loop satisfactorily, if somewhat sappily. Yeah, because there's a father-son dynamic there between Patrick Wilson and Ty Simpkins. They try to work that angle. So know that going in, that there's going to be but that's just the emotional backbone. I talk about that all the time. What's the emotional backbone of this story? Drive that home and you should be fine. And that's what this movie does. They try to drive that home. Just scanning through. Oh, Matt Donato said something here. Who didn't like it. So let's see what he said here. The imbalance between nostalgic further ruthlessness and our waning interest in Lambert lineage secrets is frustrating to power through. Okay, so he didn't like the family dynamic of it. Bummer. Just looking through some other reviews here. There's only 56 reviews, so there's really not that much, right, guys? Oh, Perry Nemiroff liked it, and I always trust her judgment on these things because she's a horror fan, genre fan. The Red Door is a solid return to the further, an effective mix of classic Insidious jump scares, unnerving, lengthier set pieces, and a personal favorite, scares heavily tied to character. Yeah, and that's what you guys need to know about this, is that there is that family dynamic of the father and son, but Patrick Wilson also is, there's like a dual story there of him trying to figure out where this lost year went, and then there's the son trying to figure out, yeah, was I in a coma or wasn't I? Wow, what's this little power that I've got where I can, go out of my body and astral project and stuff like that. Is it as scary? No, but there's lots of fun in there. There's lots of fun from like supporting characters. There's an actress in here, Sinclair Danielle, I want to give a shout out to, who plays the roommate at college to Dalton. And every scene that she's in, she's like Keke Palmer in Nope. She just pops when she's on screen, and you're like, you want to watch whatever she's doing. Let's pull up her resume. I want to take a look at that. Rose Byrne back in this. She's always great, right? She's always great. And let's take a look at Sinclair Danielle here. What other credits are in her resume? If anything pops here, jumps out at me, no. Nothing really here. Some TV stuff. No big movies there that jump out at me. But yeah, she did a good performance, guys. And I would say that she worked. I'm looking forward to seeing more from her. Overall, though, where would I rank Insidious? Obviously, I said that it's not as low as the 3.6. 7.1 out of 10. 7 out of 10. I think that's where I would land for Insidious The Red Door. I would agree with that. I could even go to 7.5 and I wouldn't feel bad about it. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. 7.5 for Insidious The Red Door. And it's one of those movies that gives you a small recap in the beginning of it, like a really quick recap, a proper, well-done recap of events so that you won't be like, well, I didn't watch the other Insidious, so I don't know what's going on. Well, it does that, but what it does make you do towards the end, it makes you want to go back and watch Insidious 1 and Insidious 2, because those two are really tied to this family, and that's what it made me want to do. Even though like Insidious still gives me the creeps from time to time, right? Like James Wan masterfully did that film. Patrick Wilson, he did the dramatic stuff well. Somebody complained that he didn't handle the horror stuff all that well. Well, look at the MRI scene. He did that fairly well. And of course, he handled the acting stuff well. So, yep, 7.5 for Insidious The Red Door. What do you guys think? Did you go out and see it this weekend? Apparently, a lot of people did because it came in the #1 spot, beating Indiana Jones in the Dial of Destiny in its second week. So Insidious 5 made 32.6 million. That's a lot of cheddar. Wow, that's good. That's a good opening. And despite negative reviews from the critics, it seems to be doing okay. And as I said, it's one of those movies that'll make you go, do I like that? I don't know. No, I don't like it. Oh, maybe I do. Yeah, I think I like this film. So, yeah, that's going to be Insidious The Red Door. What did you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. You're watching Mirror Domains. All right. I think that's good, right? We are pretty much done for those two reviews. Let's pull up the old Twitterverse, or now I guess I can start following it on Threads. I gotta finish setting up my Threads account, and let's just see what's trending out there. World premiere of Barbie was in LA last night. Okay. Barbie's full press tour. We're 2 weeks away from Barbie, and or the Barbenheimer weekend, right? This is the Oppenheimer cast. That's a good shot. Is that Krasinski? John Krasinski is there? Cool. Photobombing them. Of course, you know that he's the lucky dude, and I would have a big smile on my face like that 24/7 if I were married to Emily Blunt. It looks like they're having some pizza there too. You guys can't quite see that. Let's see if I can